Discover It and the Chase Freedom Flex are two top tier 5% back cards that have no annual fee, featuring rotating quarterly categories. And previously, I have done a full comparison between the Discover It and the predecessor of the Freedom Flex, the Chase Freedom. But now, the Freedom is no longer accepting new applicants, and the Flex adds a few additional features which makes this comparison more interesting. So I thought I'd update my comparison video here. And if you're curious about the unboxing and my full analysis of each of the cards individually, you can check out my unboxing and review videos that I've done on my channel. In this video, I'll be comparing the similarity and differences and why it might be worth getting both of them. But let's start off by talking about the student version that the Discover It has and the Chase Freedom Flex does not. So the Discover It student version is geared towards college students who do not have any credit history, and personally it was my first credit card to get me started on my credit card journey. The Discover It student version is almost identical in terms of benefits as the regular It, except that it will offer lower credit limits, and there's also late payment forgiveness, at least for the first late payment, and paying late won't raise your APR. They used to offer an additional $20 statement credit per every year of getting good grades, but unfortunately this was discontinued in March of 2022. But you do get the full benefits of the Discover It after you graduate. You can either call them to let them know, or they will automatically convert it after 5 years. So if you're a student with no credit history, make sure you apply using my link in the description and select your occupation as student. Now let's go back to comparing what is the same between the Discover It and the Chase Freedom Flex. So they're both no annual fee cards offering 5% back on rotating quarterly categories that both have a cap of $1,500 of spend per quarter before it goes down to 1% back. And you do need to remember to manually activate these categories prior to each quarter, but I'll show you in just a bit how I remember to do it. And just for reference, here are all the past quarterly cashback categories that you can earn 5% back on. Very versatile, very practical categories. They get changed up every quarter, and they also tend to tailor it towards the most common spends in those particular 3 months. And for anything that falls outside of those categories, with the exception of dining and drugstores for the Chase Freedom Flex, you will earn 1% back on those with no cap. And any cashback earnings or points that you get will not expire as long as your card is active. And you can redeem them at any redemption amount that you want, no minimum. They both offer some of the best credit card customer service, and there are many ways to reach them, including secure messaging, phone, and chat. And Discover has a little bit more of an edge maybe with the 100% US-based customer service, and Chase's chat system isn't available 24/7, so I think Discover still has a little bit of an edge here, but both are pretty good. Both are compatible with the modern technology of digital wallet, and you can opt in to view your credit score for free in their app and website, which both are very easy to utilize. I really like their apps that you can easily freeze your cards, manage your payments, track your cash back. Personally, I like Discover's interface a lot better, but both of them are modern enough. They also have pretty similar benefits for a no annual fee card. They offer fraud protection, warranty extension. Chase does offer cell phone protection at the moment, but because these tend to be very dynamic, I'm not going to list them all here on the screen. You can check them out yourself in real time with the websites that I'll link in the description. So now let's go ahead and move on to the differences. So the Discover It is cashback only. There's no travel rewards points system attached to it. So your best redemption options for the Discover It would just be to either use it as statement credit or redeem it back to your bank account. There are a few other redemption options that I highly would not recommend, but they are there if you really wanted to. For the Chase Freedom Flex, however, it is based on Chase's Ultimate Reward Points, which is the same point system as the Sapphire travel cards. And you're able to transfer your points between those family of cards, which allows you to redeem it towards travel at an even higher redemption rate. You can check out my Sapphire Preferred video that I've already done in the past, which certainly gives an edge to the Freedom Flex because in addition to being able to redeem it towards statement credit or cashback, you also have these travel options. Additionally, the Freedom Flex adds a new category of 3% back at dining and drugstores with no cap. Then in terms of the sign-up bonuses, Discover has largely kept the same kind of sign-up bonus, which is double the cashback of whatever you earn for the first year, so that 5% becomes 10% effectively, and that 1% on everything else effectively becomes 2% everything else for the first year, and there's no cap to how much they will match. As a side note, they used to also offer referral bonuses as cashback. So as a result, if you had referral bonuses within the first year, you could actually double up on that referral bonus, which is what I did, and I got a whole lot of cash back as a result. But unfortunately, they have since changed the terminology to just statement credit, which means you won't be able to double up on that referral bonus anymore. On the flip side, the Freedom Flex offers some really nice sign-up bonuses, normally $150 to $200 sign-up bonus after about $500 is spent within the first 3 months. But additionally, I've been seeing a lot of awesome additional perks, including 5x back at, say, grocery stores or gas stations, and in this case, they're offering 5x on both of those categories, up to $12,000 to spend within the first year, which is really quite impressive for a no annual fee card. Going back to the Discover It, it's on the Discover network, so it's not quite as widely accepted as MasterCard, which is on the Freedom Flex. But one really cool feature that Discover has that I don't think any other credit card issuer currently has is the ability to get cash at checkout without a fee, similar to like a debit card, and it's not considered a cash advance, which really comes in handy, and I never have to carry around a debit card because of this feature. Additionally, the Discover It has no foreign transaction fees, whereas the Freedom Flex does, and the Discover It is a little bit easier to get accepted for, and of course, you are able to get accepted for it as a student with no credit history, whereas the Flex, you definitely need to have something prior for getting this card. And you may have heard of the Chase 524 rule, which means if you had already 5 new accounts open within the past 24 months, Chase will automatically reject you no matter what credit score you have. Then for some of the more nuanced features, the Discover It has free custom card designs, so you can pick the card design that you want, and they also offer free overnight shipping to replace a lost card. As for the Freedom Flex, it offers multiple ways to get additional cash back in the form of Chase offers, which are basically merchant offers that you can get higher cash back at for a limited time. And as an insider tip, Chase always pulls Equifax to make sure that particular credit file is really ready to go when you apply. Now let's talk value. Both of these are no annual fee cards, so as long as you pay off your balance in full every month, these will always give you positive expected value. In just the first year though, we want to talk about welcome bonus. So the Discover It does have that cashback match, so that 5% category spend is effectively 10% and everything else is effectively 2%. But the Freedom Flex has a set sign-up bonus of usually $150 to $200 after a certain amount of spend, usually $500 within the first 3 months. And then you also generally have a potential to earn a 5x on another set category or categories that Chase may decide. At that time, it kind of varies. So it's a little difficult to pick a winner here. It depends on how you spend your money. I would say the Flex, it's easier to recoup the cost up front, whereas the Discover It, you can really maximize your cash back if you use it for long term on all your spends. But then year 2 and onwards, when the welcome bonus is not in effect, both of them again are no annual fee and they're both keeper cards. So it kind of just varies in terms of which categories they choose to offer. So in that case, it's pretty close between the two. Though the Chase Freedom Flex again earns UR points, so that can be turned into travel once you get into Chase's Sapphire system, which does eventually give a little bit more value, though, to the cashback on the Flex versus the Discover It. Now, if you made it this far and you're intrigued about how much potential cashback you could be earning, but you're a little bit daunted about the 5% rotating categories, well, here's how I easily manage that. In terms of remembering to activate the quarterly categories, Chase and Discover both do a pretty good job of sending out emails to remind you, and there's also a clear indication within the apps to activate. But what I also like to do is just set another reminder on my phone. So it will just pop up as a notification on my phone to remind myself to activate the categories, which is just a 1-button click. And in terms of remembering which card to use for what category of spend that quarter, this is how I organize my wallet. This is an accordion wallet. I'll put the product link in the description if you guys are interested. But I have labeled certain slots of the commonly used categories that I use. So at the beginning of each quarter, I just remember to put them in the right places so that when I pull out my wallet to pay for something, I know exactly which card to use. But then sometimes it has a secondary category that's a little bit more nuanced, or maybe it's only online. For those, I just either check directly within the app, or I also do keep a little spreadsheet on my phone to know which card is offering which categories during this quarter. If you're curious on how I manage all my credit cards, I did a strategy video not too long ago. I'll have the link at the end of this video so you guys can check that out. So to wrap things up, I think Chase has really stepped up their game in making the Freedom Flex more valuable than it ever was before with the Freedom, while Discover seems to have taken a few steps back. Both are still really great 5% back cards and very future-proof. But with the Freedom Flex's 3x on dining in drugstores, it really gives Chase the edge in terms of earning power if you're really only considering one card or which card to get first. Discover It is still a great first card for people who have no credit history at all, or if you're a student, it's a really easy card to get. Chase is definitely more for the traveler or potential traveler, but because of the 524 rule, you will want to get the Freedom Flex a little bit earlier on compared to other credit cards. Even though Discover's potential later on earning power is not as high as Chase with its extra category and Chase offers, but Discover overall has a cleaner package. It's just a little bit less frills. I definitely prefer Discover's customer service and app and web interface over Chase's, and you don't have to worry about carrying around a debit card because of its cashback features at checkout. So both have their own merits. If you really want to maximize your cashback game, you definitely want to get both. Check out my referral links down in the description where you can also get the best sign-up bonus possible. Thanks for watching this video. Smash that like button if you found it helpful. Subscribe to see more credit card videos like this.